one woman's worry, and I can't remember if it made the show or not, because it's sort of, sometimes they don't feel comfortable afterwards airing them. But one woman in one of the shows said that her worry was other people's breath, and I thought she meant like the smell, but what she meant was breathing in other people's exhaled air, and that was one that had never even occurred to me. And now, like, we are all, you're having that in you now. Yeah. Now I'm breathing yours. And once she said that upset me. And she worked on planes, and she said, I'm just constantly all day in a little tube of air that we're all sharing. And it made me very uncomfortable about flying.
I do have quite a strong feeling about your dishwasher
Go on.
system. The prongs and blades sticking up out of the tray, simply because I think it in
health and safety.
Well, there's health and safety, but also think it's time inefficient, because if they're pointing down, you can grab a fistful at one go rather than having to kind of be quite gentle and pick out pieces at a time. I'm thinking about timings. There's a train, you know.
I'm picturing, if you're in that much of a rush to put things away, then I'm guessing that once you've grabbed the handful, you've still got to take that time to then place them in the fork bit, the knife bit, the spoon bit, the teaspoon bit. Yeah. So that you're not actually saving any time.
I do also know someone who's put their hand in and they've had a blade sticking up and they've...
Of course, sharp knives face down or go laid down on the top shelf. I'll give you that.
See, that's not mentioned. I think that's quite a critical...
There just isn't the time. I mean, each show is an hour and we edit that down to 46 minutes. Believe me, the conversation happened in the room. I think a decision probably was made in the edit suite that there's just... Britain has a limit on how long it's willing to watch a man in a cardigan discuss dishwasher etiquette. And I think a decision was made that we should move on and talk about something else.
How did you develop these systems over the years? What happened? What?
Hours of thought. You know, you don't fall to it. You know, people think I'm just this sort of messiah guy who landed on this planet to educate people, and I'm just the same as you and me. If that message comes across in this series, I'm just an ordinary guy who's just put the time in to think about these things, and over time I've evolved the best systems, and now I'm here to try and help other people live their life that way.
This is a show about unburdening those things you keep in your head.
Yeah.
Which I think must be good for you. Are you hoping people watch this and at the end feel like, I'm not the only one, or...
It's exactly that, yeah. I think they started off as my worries, but what everyone has said who's seen it, and every guest we've had on, has actually said, oh, I thought I was the only one who thought that, or, you know, when they've shared theirs and then I agree. It is cathartic, and you do realise we're all struggling with stupid things we force ourselves to go through.
Just finally, I was just going to ask, John, how do you feel about the big stuff, though? Like, I don't know.
I was really worried where that sentence was going.
Or World War III.
I'm starting to wonder if I'm not the guy who's going to sort Brexit out. I'm starting to get there. But I tell you what I can do, I can tell you how to load a dishwasher, and I will do that, whether you've asked or not.